Can there really be a bad French fry? According to some fast food tuber reviewers, it's time to say see you later to these taters. Sorry, Dairy Queen, your fries have landed in the bottom spot on this list of fry disasters. We're not the only ones who think so either. Many customers have agreed that it takes just a few seconds out of the fryer for your hot fries to go from fine to absolutely disgusting, with one Reddit critic calling them concentrated grease. DQ fans who have visited different locations report that each store might serve very different fries, ranging from the usual DQ fry to the occasional crinkle cut. So if you think you know what you're going to get, you don't. Sometimes they're almost fine. Sometimes they're terrible. Maybe stick with ice cream if you don't want a fry that's been called stale and ultra mid. It turns out that there are a lot of people who can't stand White Castle either, claiming that they only serve up reliably terrible fries. These fries are the bland, soggy, flavorless kind of fast food that no potato should be forced to become. Chatter on Reddit suggests that White Castle is only good if you're in some state of altered consciousness. Back in 2020, there was a huge discussion on whether or not White Castle had changed their fries. No one was sure, but it seemed as though the fries had gone from bad to worse. And then there's Flippy, the fry cook robot that White Castle began rolling out in 2022, replacing a third of their kitchen workforce and hastening the robotic takeover of the earth. Unemployment with the side of fries doesn't sound that hot. Anthony Bourdain expressed distaste for a lot of things, and that included Johnny Rockets. The late celebrity chef made his hatred known in an expletive-filled series of tweets in 2013, expressing sentiments like, "If there's a real Mr. Rockets, I'd like to hurt him," and calling their food a shameful, shameful basket of uncaring, unconscionable. He's not the only one who's not a fan. Plenty of people complain about the fries, and the one word that's often mentioned most often is soggy. The general consensus seems to be that if you picked up some frozen fries and baked them for not quite long enough, you'll get a perfect copycat recipe for Johnny Rockets fries. But hey, if you're some kind of bog monster who loves soggy fries, this might be the place for you. In-N-Out's excellent burger buns are unlike any other hamburger bun out there, and you might also say that about the fries, but not in a good way. Go soak that Amazon box you got in the mail yesterday and take a bite out of it, and you have an easy DIY equivalent of the In-N-Out fry experience. We're not the only ones who think so. Over at The Takeout, one writer said, "The fries at In-N-Out are sickly. It is well documented that they are flaccid, pale starch ghosts." And there are plenty of other customers who agree, suggesting that if you want something approaching a fry-like texture, you'll have to ask for them to be well done. Unfortunately, they'll still be pretty flavorless. Reddit has two main complaints about Zaxby's fries. First, they don't travel well. Once they leave the front door of the restaurant and make their way to your home, they're going to be soggier and sadder than a worm lost in a rain puddle. As if that wasn't bad enough, there are a ton of people complaining about just how many fries you don't get. A surprising number of customers say they've had some serious fry buyers regret kick in when they saw just how few fries they got for what they were charged. Even the employees don't disagree and throw in a few extras when they can. The Culver's menu has a lot of skippable items in general, and that definitely includes the crinkle-cut fries. We're not the only ones to think so. Many online reviews make it clear that unless you prefer your fries to be of the soft and soggy variety, you're going to be disappointed. Incensed fry fans ask how they keep on getting away with this level of blatant food felony. Comparisons to low-tier kid cuisine microwave fries aren't uncommon, and words like gross get thrown around a lot. But some people note that there's a way to get something that's tolerable. Ask for them to be well done. But should you have to make a special request to get fries that are still just mildly acceptable? The only thing worse than predictably bad fries is a restaurant with a fry that's obviously gone downhill. As is the case with Hardee's and Carl's Jr., the declining quality has people complaining that there's really no reason to go there anymore, and just what's going on seems unclear. Some customers say that their local locations have downgraded their menu and quality overall. Others focus on fries alone, calling them tasteless, soggy, and flavorless. Still, some swear that they live by the restaurant's unique seasoning. Some love the curly fries, but others don't seem to have anything beyond a normal fry locally. Consistency is key, and our disappointment is immense. In theory, the idea of serving waffle fries to stand out from the competition is a good one, but Chick-fil-A's efforts are in vain. Their fries are dry on the inside, soggy on the outside, and inconsistently seasoned. Plenty of angry people have expressed total bewilderment about how it's possible to get fries to be so bland. Whoever's behind Chick-fil-A's fries seems to think that the stale fry texture is a win, and while it's possible that some locations are making their fries a little more on the well-done side, those fry-conscious establishments seem few and far between. Most just seem to have what's been called a confusing mix of semi-moist giant waffle fries and crunchy crumbles. And when the skin is left on, critics say that they can taste like dirt. These potatoes probably should have stayed in the ground. When Sonic added groovy fries to their regular menu, it was a solid upgrade. Groovy fries are generally crispier than the chain's old fries and have a more pleasant texture, but it's hard to recover from such a terrible track record. Even the groovy fries have their haters, with many noting these crinkle cuts come out way too greasy. Sure, going to Sonic means there's a certain expectation of greasiness, but customers aren't happy with the lack of flavor either. And have we mentioned the grease? It's pretty much a non-optional condiment here. With tots on the menu, there is no reason to order these new fries. Have we said enough about the unending disappointment that is unremarkable crinkle-cut fries? The complaints here at Raising Cane's are the same as those at every other chain that made a wrong turn at the deep fryer and took the crinkle-cut route. By the time the fries make it to the table, they're already soggy. And while you can request your fries to be made extra crispy, that's just adding extra steps. And in this economy, you shouldn't have to ask for fries to be made right. If you're planning on fishing some out of the bag on the drive home, you're bound to be disappointed. We're not alone in our belief that you should just skip the fries at Jack in the Box. Look through customer comments, and it's clear that the mere idea that they're decent is an unpopular opinion, with many leveling the common accusations of the fries being soggy, boring, and bland. The chain's curly fries get more love than their plain straight brothers, but that's really not saying much. It's hard to get a curly fry wrong. While there's nothing consistently terrible about Jack in the Box, you can do better by stopping in any of the other 10 fast food restaurants on the way home. Wahlburgers, you cost too much and offer too little, at least according to some of the most common complaints that customers have, often noting that it's not unusual to still feel hungry after a full Wahlburgers-sized meal. A pricey dinner is fine if you get what you pay for, but not even the fries are anything special, and they're not included with the burger unless you order a kid-sized small burger. Yeah. That's really what they're called. Once again, customers use the same adjectives and call the fries average and bland. And while there's nothing totally wrong with them, there's nothing outstanding about them either. How about a meal deal, guys? Customer opinions about Fatburger seem hard to find, and that's not a good thing. What reviews are actually out there reveal that Fatburger tends to be very middle of the road, and when fries do get mentioned, they're just sort of fine, okay, and mid. Others describe them as a good model for a perfectly standard fry. They're crunchy on the outside, soft in the middle, and they're not consistently terrible. They're the inoffensive NPC of fries, a template upon which a greater fry can be built. There's no reason not to get them, but there's no reason to go out of your way for them either. Many descriptive words have been used to describe the fries at Popeyes, and unfortunately, that includes words like mushy, soft, and bland. Although Popeyes has a few dedicated fry devotees who will die on that greasy hill, consistency seems to be a major problem. Many customers say that their local stops often suffer from supply issues, which means fries might not always be sourced from the same place or be served the same way. Generally speaking, customers seem fine with Shake Shack's fries, but when they're not, it comes down to consistency. You'll find plenty of fry fans who say that the quality varies by location. Those fries that are good, though, are just kind of all right. A standard sort of just fine crinkle-cut fry. But there's a catch, and that's the price. You won't find any cool combo deals here. The general consensus is that if you're going to go to Shake Shack for a burger, you should either prepare your wallet for some pain or just swing by another chain for more reasonably priced and probably better fries. Love Steak and Shake fries? You're in the minority. Sure, older social media posts see fans raving about perfectly seasoned, crispy fries, but welcome to the terrible 2020s. More recent posts have revealed some far less impressed customers, complaining about bland seasoning, the wrong type of fries, and shrimpy portion sizes. Food prices are high, and the free world is teetering on the brink of collapse. At least hook us up with some serious fries. With many locations on the West Coast, Farmer Boys prides itself on fresh, cooked-to-order food and their horrifying scarecrow mascot.
Well, look who's back.
Given their farm-themed branding, customers might expect their fries to be on another level, but check out what people are saying online, and you'll find that's not always the case. Those who do mention the fries generally report that they're average, with some remarking that they're less than what they'd expect, given the price and image of the chain. Just don't let the scarecrow know you're not thrilled.
It's the farm fresh produce.
The fries at Bojangles are consistently inconsistent, according to fry fans. Plenty of people love the seasoned fries at Bojangles and recommend giving them a shot because the seasoning is honestly top-notch, if you can get it. Other customers talk about a lack of any seasoning at all, so it seems like your fry experience will usually be a blind bag. There's a lot of speculation as to what's going on here, but the chatter about a decline in quality is too loud to ignore. Some food fixers suggest asking for more seasoning, but Bojangles should be getting it right in the first place. One Reddit critic became existential about the terrifying nature of aging and the foolishness of youth, stating, "This is total bull, and the 15-year-olds don't understand how essential the seasoning is. They'll be adults who have only these small luxuries to live for one day." Burgers and fries are the perfect combination, but a number of burger joints are getting beaten by the sausage specialists over at Doghouse. Of course, they have burgers too, but the consensus is that you should probably order fries no matter what else you get. Review chatter is largely favorable, saying that the fries here are crispy, well-seasoned, and overall a reliable entry in the fry game. There is one footnote. Many cholesterol-chasing customers are of the opinion that if you really want to be happy with your side of fries, you'll need to get the cheese or chili cheese fries, but that's between you and your cardiologist. Or coroner. Mostly located in 6 states across the southern U.S., Golden Chick offers battered fries among their variety of sides, and they're a clear step up from your basic fries. Customers have reported they find the fries consistently crispy and cooked well, and sometimes they're praised as the best part of the meal. Of course, dissenters might say they're too bland, but you're probably not going to be upset that you ordered them. Just ignore the 2.6 overall stars on Yelp. Those complaints are mostly about employees taking selfies and picking their noses. Nobody really complains about the fries.
Hey there! When you hear KFC, what pops into your mind?
There's a lot of hate out there for KFC's fries. If you head over to Reddit, you'll find a ton of people who remain skeptical after their fry overhaul. But there are more who say they like the new fries. If anything, KFC's ever-changing fries are polarizing. The addition of the spice mix has driven dedicated KFC communities to war over whether it's amazing or disgusting. We do have to give KFC some kudos for what seems to be a menu change that's heading in the right direction. We only hope that the bloodshed will eventually end. Another highly volatile entry, there are some people who love WingStop fries and others who insist that they're the worst. One reviewer stated, "They somehow taste burnt, but also floppy and soggy." We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Everyone has a bad day once in a while, because there are ways to order your fries that are going to make them great. Ask for extra crispy fries and get toppings like ranch or cheese on the side. You'll avoid some of the common complaints about soggy fries, and you'll get some stellar seasoning. Order right and avoid the pitfalls. The saddest thing about Taco Bell's fries is that they're not available all the time. If they were a permanent menu item, they'd stand a chance at being some of the best. Customers love them, and the most common complaint is that they sometimes take a spot away from a more interesting menu option. But do we really need another Kit Kat Chocodilla? Are you really going to ask for a Big Beefer out loud? Fries are fine. The seasoning is an all-around win, and with a side of nacho cheese, they're pretty amazing. Any other complaints are pretty common to all fries: the price, and they're not as good when they're cold. Many say that the reason that they're so good is that they're a guilty pleasure. And to be fair, doesn't that sum up Taco Bell? Wendy's comes in strong, but is it their fries, or is it the Frosty into which the fries are dipped? Fans just aren't sure if the presence of the alluring Frosty gives these fries a truly objective ranking. Fast food fans make comparisons to the #1 fan favorite fry at the top of our list, which is a pretty big compliment. And there's also endless pontificating on the 3 things that passionate potato eaters seem to prize above all else: consistency, flavor, and crispness. Wendy's gets pretty solid marks on all counts. Are you going to A&W? If you're one of the remaining few, go for the fries. That's according to plenty of customers who have taken to review sites to wonder whether they're alone in discovering how good A&W fries are. They're hot and fresh, crispy, perfectly salted, and most of all, reliable. They only dip a little lower on this list because they're a little pricier than their fellow fries, and A&W restaurants can be a little elusive. When you go, don't forget to get a root beer. It's basically required. Arby's is a love it or hate it kind of fast food chain.
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh.
But when it comes to their curly fries, they get an impressive amount of love online. They've become a go-to for customers who want something that's not the same old straight fry. They're also deliciously seasoned, wonderfully textured, and once you add some of their legendary horsey sauce for dipping, it's hard to beat the experience. The only problem is a little bit of inconsistency in fry size. It's likely you'll get a whole lot of gnarly potato scraps filling up the bottom of your fry sleeve instead of those full, luscious fries. And that's a shame. Don't smack talk Whataburger's fries. The backlash will be swift and merciless, as one Redditor with negative karma found out. Many more people hopped on to defend the chain's fries, with one simply saying, "Save your breath, peasant," and another replying, "You're just wrong on this one. Good luck in the future, though." Any fry complaints usually come down to the same thing that can be said about every fry ever fried. They're not as good if they're cold. Yeah, we know. Everybody knows. Whataburger also gets some serious points for the spicy ketchup. Add that to some extra fresh fries, and it's a match that can't be beat. Nathan's might be most well known for their hot dogs, but when they were forced to change their fries for a little bit, fans noticed in a big way. That's because the chain normally uses cottada in potatoes, which make for light, creamy fries, but had to switch varieties one year due to a bad crop. It was 2012, and we're still talking about it today, so it was kind of a big deal for some. Nathan's iconic Coney Island location is where customers say they've been served up some of the best fries of any chain restaurant. Stop at any location outside of Coney Island, and reviews get a little more unpredictable. Many customers report they're still decent fries, but others claim they're overpriced and inconsistent. Sprinkle on a bit of malt vinegar though, and you'll never question the difference.
Wiener doodle alert, wiener doodle alert.
Wienerschnitzel not only gets points from customers for the deliciousness of their chili cheese fries, but we're also awarding extra points for creativity. Order up some plain, reliable fries, or go a little crazy and order your fries on the Junkyard Dog, a hot dog which also comes with chili, mustard, onions, and cheese. These fries are absolutely stellar, and we appreciate the fact that the chain gives you several ways to enjoy them, and that they're crispy enough to stand up to chili without falling apart. It's no secret that McDonald's fries don't taste as good as they used to, and that's because the company made the controversial switch from beef tallow to vegetable oil. Check out the ingredients listed for Portillo's fries though, and you'll see your old buddy beef tallow waiting for you. The result is fries that usually get really high marks for being delicious and crunchy.
I want to match with Portillo's cheese fries on tender.
They even stand up to being turned into cheese fries without turning into a lukewarm fry soup, and that's saying a lot. Reviewers often give the chain's fries praise, saying that they're so good that you'll clean your plate, or fry sleeve, or greasy napkin next to the sink under the flickering glow of the blinking microwave clock. We won't judge. Portillo's is proof that done right, crinkle-cut fries can hold their own. Five Guys, what happened to you? There are still plenty of people who swear by the quality and quantity of the fries at Five Guys, but you might need to take out a bank loan to score a bag. Aside from the overall cost, customers' biggest complaint doesn't even feel like a serious problem. There are too many fries. They're served in overflowing bags and in such a big quantity that by the time you get partway through, the bottom bag fries are no longer perfect. Talk about a non-problem. The use of peanut oil is also pretty polarizing, but those who do love the fries swear by it. The reason that many say Five Guys fries taste so good, fries don't get fresher than these. There's a Reddit response that sums up what people seem to think about the fries from Checkers and Rally's perfectly. It says, "Rally's has the best seasoned fries in fast food. I stuff them in a pillow and smell them till I fall asleep." Many more formal rankings also say that Checkers and Rally's have some of the best fries in the biz, and it's hard to argue. They're lauded as perfection, elevated even higher by the seasoning that makes them world famous, and even better is the fact that you can buy them frozen from the grocery store to cook at home. If you love seasoned fries, this is your place. Dave's Hot Chicken is on the higher end of the fast food price spectrum, so it's not surprising that one of the biggest criticisms of the fries here is that they're overpriced. But if you're a crinkle-cut cultist, these may end up being your favorite. What's a few extra bucks for perfect fries? Do you really need that new tire? You can get a few more days out of it, probably. Perfectly seasoned, perfectly crispy fries are their own reward. You can also get honey packets at Dave's. Whatever you want to do with them, we won't look. Scoring bronze is Burger King. This fast food chain takes third place according to customers who go out of their way to praise Burger King's fries. Some of that probably has to do with familiarity, nostalgia, the sheer volume sold, the likelihood that you're going to get super fresh fries, and that hunky King mascot. Although there are customers who yearn for the BK fries of yesteryear, plenty of folks consider BK the reliable go-to for crispy, salty fries at an affordable price. You can pick some up at one of the 24 Burger Kings you pass by between your front door and your mailbox. Landing a surprise silver placement is Del Taco, a chain that gets some serious love for their fries, particularly because they're crispy enough to maintain their integrity while used in delicious nacho-based creations. They're pretty much perfect on their own, but when paired with nacho cheese, chili, and sour cream, they're next level. Del Taco is one of the few chains that does crinkle-cut fries right, and fans are here for it. They're currently only in 18 states, so if you're passing by a Del Taco on your road trip, stop in or you may miss out on those second-place fries forever. Was there ever any doubt? Here we are at the top of the list, where McDonald's reigns supreme. Not only are customers willing to throw down in support of McD's fries, especially if they're fresh, but when Civic Science did a massive survey in 2023, about half of all fast food customers polled said that the McDonald's crispy, salty fries were the best of the best when it comes to the nationwide chains. If you're alive, you've probably had some McDonald's fries. If you haven't had the pleasure of sliding a hot McD's fry into your face, you haven't lived. So Sorry about that. There are a lot of reasons that McDonald's fries are just delicious, from the consistency to the seasonings, oil flavors, fats, and the fact that they're almost always served fresh. Want a fry fix? Follow the hamburger clown down the fry highway past the Golden Arches and be born again.